Well, here I am in the garage, getting ready to install the cylinder heads on my engine rebuild project. There's the engine. If you've been watching my videos, you've seen me doing a lot of work on this engine. We put a new transmission in it, new piston rings, cleaned the oil pumps, cleaned the water pump, reassembled everything with some slight modifications, which were in another video. And I've repainted the block, so it looks pretty good. Okay, so here's the heads. They've been reworked, obviously. They've been machined. They've been the valves have been lapped. Everything's been tested so it doesn't leak. Cams are in place. The tappets are backed all the way out, so there's not going to put any pressure on the valve stems. Okay, this is the left side of the motor. Make sure my camera's still in the right place. Able to see this. First of all, okay, so I brought the number one cylinder up to top dead center. Okay, you can see the timing mark right there. So I'm at top dead center. Now I also painted a mark on the pulley. And now I'm going to back this up 90 degrees. So I put another mark over here at 90. Alright, and what that does is that sets all my cylinders all my pistons are now halfway down the bore. Okay, and the reason I do that is because my camshafts are already installed. Oh, there goes my gasket. My camshafts are already installed on the heads, and I don't want to run a valve into a piston. So here we go. So you install your gasket, oil passage in place, install the gasket. I'm going to bend that gasket just a little bit so it stays in place. It keeps wanting to fall off. Okay. Alright, there's the left side head. There's the left side head. I'm just going to wipe that off, make sure there's nothing on it, clean and dry. No burrs. This has been milled, so it should be absolutely perfect. Okay. Now you can take this and line it up with your dowels. And then tap it. Okay. And then we need to get one bolt started to hold that in place. And
chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide
okay. Now I have the oil, the bolts sitting in a bucket of oil. So, yeah, they're coated with oil when I put them in. I'm not tightening them, I'm just bringing them down until they touch pretty much. Just until they touch the head. There's two lengths of bolts. Most of them are the shorter length. And the two longer ones go in the upper two corners here and here. And then your shorter ones Alright, now we'll this driver will only go about probably less than 10 foot-pounds. Alright, and then there's a 6mm bolt. Put a little anti-seize on it, which I've already done, and this one goes down in the bottom here. And I'm just gonna change my socket and run that in. Alright, so far so good. I'm going to turn the motor around and put the other one on. My oil passage is already in place. Make sure you don't ever forget that. I'm going to put a little oil on the dowels to help it slide together. Again, we line up the dowels. Bump it a little bit with the plastic hammer. And then put one bolt in the center. These are the two longer ones.
This Saturday and Sunday at Old Navy, kids adult jeans for just $12 and kids jeans for just $10. Hurry, it's 2 days only this Saturday and Sunday at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 2/5 and 2/6. Select styles only. Terms and conditions posted. Text line US texting rules for recurring on-mail marketing messages. Message to be a recent apply. Play stop.com. Terms and conditions apply. Visit ISA. How do you like to get paid to work out? Paid to work out. Now ISA, the global leader in education. If you're interested in a money-making career in fitness as a personal trainer, now is the time, because ISSA is guaranteeing you will get a job. That's right, there's a huge demand for certified personal trainers right now. So once you get ISSA certified, they guarantee you'll get a job. Just text LEAD to 323232 now to get started for free. You do everything at your own pace and 100% online. Live your life on your terms. Get certified and train like you want. Full-time, at a gym, at home, or at whatever works for you. Don't wait another day to start your career in fitness.
Okay, it's all bolted up. The next thing to do is get a torque wrench on it. You have to tighten these in the correct sequence. Oh, I've got the wrong socket.
Then Tire Agent sends you the name brand tires you want. It's that easy. I have bad credit. Bad credit or no credit is no problem. We'll get you the tires you need now.
So we need to tighten these in the correct sequence. I'm going to go to 15. I'm going to do this in 3 steps. 15. Do the centers first. I need a short extension.
Prepaid Visa gift card for $70. Text due to 64,000 for tires. NEW to 64,000.
Well, the heaviest rain is behind us. Now we've got cloudy skies heading into the afternoon with an isolated
And then
shower.
crisscross the
Highs will be in
corners.
the upper 50s. Heading into the overnights, we clear out and we freeze across much of the upstate. In fact, tomorrow morning will be colder but clear. Highs near 50 under mostly sunny skies tomorrow and Sunday. For WYFF4 weather, I'm Perella Lewis.
This report is sponsored by.
Right, there's 15 foot-pounds. The goal is 40.
Network of over 300 church partners in Haiti, poised to bring critical relief to those suffering because of the recent earthquake. Make your $40 one-time gift now.
There's
by
28.
texting keyword radio to 97646. What is iHeartRadio? All your favorite music.
What's up? It's Kelsey Valerie.
Everybody search for iHeartRadio. All your favorite stations. Where you live.
I'm bracing the motor with my knee.
Of course, virtually every podcast on the planet at your fingertips. And it's all free. If you don't already have it, download the free iHeartRadio app today. iHeart. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love. The one and only. Give it up. The Carolina's #1 for new.
All right, now I'm going to 40. All right, I've got my engine all back together, and I'm about to adjust the lash on the tappets, on the valve tappets. So I've got number 1 cylinder at top dead center on the compression stroke. So the intake valves need to have 5 thousandths clearance, and the exhaust valves are going to be no. Intake valves are 4 thousandths, exhaust valves are 5 thousandths. So I use 3 feeler gauges, a 4, 5, and a 6. On the intake, the 4 is going to be a go and the 5 is a no-go. On the exhaust, the 5 will be a go and the 4 a no-go. This is the tool to adjust it. So I'm going to just put the tool in, bring that up like that, back it off. I need to spin the lock nut down.
We are on Whistle 100.
Get that engaged. Come on, get it. There we go. Alright. So now it's touching and I back it up about a quarter turn. Lightly lock the nut and check. 4 goes, so does 5. Turn it slightly. And oh, that's the 6. 4 goes. 5 does not. 4. 5. 4 is going very loose. I'm going to make another slight adjustment. There, I was barely turning it. Oops. And that was too much. 4 now does not go in. It's a very slight movement on the tool. Alright, 4 goes snug. Yep. Slight drag on the 4. It's perfect. Okay, now we'll do the exhaust. Back it up a little bit. Let the nuts way out. Alright, there it is. Okay. Now we're going to try the 5 in that one. Five goes. 4 goes easy. 6 is no go. 5 is a go. Alright, now I need to also do the number 3 exhaust. It's touching. Back it up a small amount, like an 1/8 to make a video of the timing belt installation, but unbeknownst to me, the battery in my camera died while I was putting the timing belts on. So I did not get that video, but I'm going to show you what I did do. So here's the engine. It's all complete now except for putting covers on, and I left the thermostat out. It's easier to, there's a shroud that goes in when I install the motor. It's easier to put that shroud in and then put the thermostat in afterward. So here's where we're at. So my crankshaft, number 1 piston is at top dead center. You can see the timing mark in there. That's your timing mark for valve timing. And I also marked the crankshaft pulley with a dot of red paint. So that's now at top dead center, and we can see it right here. Okay, now I've also marked the case here with a red dot at the timing mark, and I've marked the cam pulleys with red dots. This makes it much easier when you're trying to set the timing. It's much easier to see the alignment. You'll notice on the cam pulley, the one on the right side of the engine has an R showing, and these 2 pulleys, the right and the left, are the exact same part, but the one on the left is turned around the other way so you don't see the R. And of course, the reason for that is because if you look at the crankshaft pulley here, you'll see your timing belts are offset. So the one on the left side is, obviously back an inch farther, and that's why the pulley is turned around. Okay, so when you set the timing, you have to be very careful installing the heads. I install the heads with the cams in place, and I set the crankshaft at top dead center, and then I back it up 90 degrees, which sets all 4 pistons halfway down their bore. That way you can install the heads with camshafts already in place without worrying about running any of the intake valves into the piston. If the pistons are at top dead center, and of course one of the intake valves is sitting on a lobe of the cam, you can run that intake valve into the piston. When you tighten the bolts on the head, it'll bend the valve. So to avoid that, you just back that up and get all the pistons at halfway down the bore, and then you can get your heads installed and get your cam pulleys installed, and then you just simply rotate your cam pulleys backwards 45 degrees, and you can see I've got a silver mark right there at 45 degrees, and on this side the silver mark is up here. They rotate clockwise facing the motor. They rotate clockwise when the motor's running. So when you back it up, you back everything up counterclockwise. So I put a mark here indicating 45 degrees, and then I just bring my timing marks back to that 45 degree position and put the belts on. And then of course then I rotate it with the belts in place so the cams will turn with the crank. Then I can rotate the crankshaft back to top dead center and double check all my timing marks. Now in this case, when I did this one, the left one was off by 1 tooth on the belt, and so I just had to readjust that by 1 tooth to get the timing perfect. And anyway, that's how I do it, so that I have 0 risk of damaging a valve, and I'm able to install the camshafts on the bench before I put the heads on the motor. So there we are. I'm going to go ahead and put the covers on, and then I'll take a picture of this thing fully assembled. You see the water pipes are in place, the thermostat housing is in place. So this is almost ready to install in a bike. The pulse generator is in place with the vacuum advance, and so it's just about ready to go. I've been working on this motor for several weeks. Okay, I've rotated the crankshaft 360 degrees, and now I can adjust number 2 cylinder. Bring them both in until they touch. Hi, Mark. Oh, that's your generator?
Leave it out here or where?
Well, let's find out why it doesn't start.
Because
Are you in a hurry?
kind of a not. Well, it's like looks like a new case.
Yeah, I painted it.
Oh, well,
Yeah, just put it right there on. Let me
it hasn't.
finish this.
It hasn't run in a few years. This into my building, so
A few years?
yeah. So I'd imagine that carburetor might be gummed up a little.
It might be more. Do you know that the engine turns over?
Yeah.
It'll turn? Okay.
Oh, what is this?
Huh?
Is this something I saw recently and on Marketplace?
I don't know, maybe. What did you see on Marketplace?
One lot like that.
Yeah?
I think there's a couple of them like that.
No, they're not that uncommon, I guess.
I get a kick out of the ones 78. That could very well be.
Huh?
There's been a bunch of them that you see that look like you can sit in the fields forever.
Yeah. So what's up? You're feeling better today, apparently?
Still on a regimen of pills.
Well, probably you're taking too much fucking medication.
I don't have a choice right now.
Stop. It's always a choice. Just
Yeah,
stop
I do.
taking it. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'll try it out. Today's the first day that the leg isn't swollen, but the foot is. These are both very swollen.
Did you ever adjust
So,
the valves on one of these?
What's that?
Did you ever adjust the valves on one of these?
Probably did back when I went to school for it, but. So whose motor is this?
Mine.
So what's this going? Or what do you want?
I think I'm gonna put it in my 83.
Your,
My 83 Goldwing that I ride all the time.
yeah, the one that's best say the marine picture, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed, the one you have for 2,500 on Facebook, did you sell?
No, it's sitting outside.
Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes it pops right up and other times it doesn't.
No, it's pretty hard to sell these things, I guess.
So is that
I mean, I guess it's not that hard to sell it if you don't restore it and you want to sell it for $500, but if you fully restore it and then want to get your money back out, you can't. It's hard to do, I guess.
Is that a, that's not powder coat, is it?
No, it's paint. They don't recommend powder coating a block.
Oh.
Yeah, because powder coat actually insulates it a little bit and it makes your engine run hotter. For some reason.
Otherwise, interstates and secondaries, Axon's installed free to start your Friday afternoon. I'm Jack Wiley, that's your latest checkup time saver traffic. This report is sponsored by.
So is this one going to be a complete, total restoration?
This?
This.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, this motor's completely rebuilt. Yeah, you haven't been following my YouTube channel apparently.
I didn't know you had a YouTube channel.
Yeah. This engine's been featured on my YouTube channel for weeks.
Credit Karma is here to help you make those payments.
Let me just double check these valve clearances and then let's start that generator up.
I don't think it's gonna start. Pretty sure the carburetor would need to be rebuilt first. Plus, the gas has probably been sitting in there for the last 4 or 5 years. It's been sitting.
Well, let's see if it'll fire with starter fluid then.
Okay.
Okay, back to top dead center. Timing marks are all lined up.
Well, probably in my building.
Double check my clearance.
I have to check where I looked, where I picked it up at, but obviously there's an air cleaner piece that goes right here.
That's what?
Air cleaner piece. Because I was gonna pop it off, so it was sprayed and it's popped off already.
That one's a hair loose.
When I close my eyes, I see you. No matter where I am,
Yep.
I can smell it. I got to push it like magic.
All this testing is just a lot of bullshit, isn't it?
I don't know. Either you're sick or you're not.
Yeah, did you know you were sick?
Oh yeah, I knew I was sick.
So you didn't need a test.
Yeah, but they tested me anyway.
And what did they do based on the result of the test? They said, oh, you're sick, and you already knew that.
Well, I was sick, but I didn't know I had.
Did they give you any medication because of the test?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Did the medication cure you?
Well, no, because then I got Omicron. And they gave me medication for that.
It's all a crock of shit. If I get sick, I'll
And then I got.
stay home and drink chicken soup or
And they
something.
did an X-ray of my lungs. The first 2 X-rays never showed anything. They gave me a 3rd X-ray. My insurance company's like, "We're not paying for this." I said, "Fine, well, don't worry about this. I'll pay for it." And they're getting drained from all the people being tested. So
I had these pieces powder coated.
had the 3rd X-ray showed.
Well, my engine's almost all back together, but my helper has gotten in the way. Let's see, how do I turn it on? There's my helper. He doesn't seem to want to leave the project. So, I don't know what to do about that. I hope he doesn't take a dump in the intake port. There. Finally, he got off my project. I don't see any chicken shit. Wow. I don't know how much I just recorded and how much I didn't. I guess I'm going to be editing and deleting shit. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you can tell me how to make my videos better, more informative, more engaging, more entertaining, or whatever. But anyway, I'd like to see some comments of how I can improve my videos. And also, just real quick, my next project is sitting over here. This is a 1978 Goldwing that I'm going to be redoing, and I'm going to do a series of videos. I haven't touched it yet. It just got parked here a couple weeks ago, and it was pulled out from behind a guy's storage shed. So I'm going to do a series of videos on this called From Behind the Barn to Back on the Road. And so the goal will be obviously to get this bike fixed up so it's roadworthy again, running and roadworthy. Right, currently it's not running, hasn't been running in a number of years. So we'll see how this pans out. Well, thanks for watching, and like I said, subscribe to my channel and comment on my videos and tell me what I can do to make them better. Thanks.